Shalom. Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem, Kakwadash. Giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem, Kakwadash. And I'm going to entitle this video, Ephraim is joined into idols, let him alone. So I'm here at IUIC Puerto Rico. La verdad brotará de la tierra. Tierra means the land. Now this is the IUIC Puerto Rico. Now you know what I'm gonna do? Okay, this is the last video that was put up. 51 views, August 11, more than a month ago, a month and almost a week ago. And let me come back over here. Let me do this. This is why Puerto Rico there's no power down there. They say 3.1 million people. I believe that's the population of the island. But one report says 3.1 million is without power or are without power. And then other reports say the whole island is in darkness. And that's going to take, remember the last tornado or hurricane, whatever it was, they were still picking up from that. So now look at here, right? You got, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go about, see when this, okay, this was put up 2 years ago. Two years ago and change, almost 3 years. So look at that. Where y'all at, IUIC? I'm not getting on y'all because y'all doing it, but you know what? This really was a waste of effort even going down there. You went down there, you went down there. You know, the tribe of Ephraim, they're mad on their idols. I'll say it this way. But look at this. It said you Ephraimites, you should be pissed the fuck off at your people. This was put up a month ago, 51 views. Another month, a month ago, 17 views. 2 months ago, 50 views. See how many videos I put up here. See how diligent these guys are. Now you should have sent down a bunch of your IUIC teachers down here, man, instead of putting it on the shoulders of one guy. Hey, but I'm not really getting on IUIC, so not really yet. My focus is not on them. Look at that. Let's go back. Let's go let's go 8 months, 92 views. And you know they weren't gonna get into this. Got Caesar Borgia. That's their God. You know they ain't gonna get into this. A lot of you Ephraimites are gonna have to die before you get it. They'll kill you if you say that this guy Caesar ain't the real Christ. And that's why a lot of people are dying. A lot of people are suffering. Old people, pregnant women, women with newborn babies, with toddlers, with infants, old men, people that are handicapped. The food that they got is going to go bad. Look at this. 2 years, 25 views, 31 views, 30 views. Just 2 years ago. These are the last of them. $72 views, 66 views, 58 views. Ephraim is joining to idols, let him alone. Like, leave him the fuck alone. Got their little class set up. 41 views 2 years ago. Ain't nothing panning out, man. That's why the last video that this man did. Now, see all these videos here? I'll do these many videos inside of a month. I average anywhere from 7 videos a week to maybe sometime 14. I do more videos in a month than this does in a whole year. Your focus should be on the Puerto Rico. Y'all should have a big get on a plane instead of going to Nigeria. That shit ain't panning out. But I ain't totally knocking them. They're telling people that they're Israelites and they're going into the scriptures. They don't have 100% truth, but they do their best. Ephraim is joining to idols, let him alone. And they ain't gonna accept the black Jesus. They're not gonna accept that. They're not gonna accept it. You understand? They go rethink the dollar watching afterwards Sunday night chat. Joe says, creepy Joe Biden, geriatric Joe. The pandemic is over. What's next? Yeah, what's next? Because they got something. They got something in their back pocket to bring. Something's gonna come next. That shit got played out. The Crown Vicky got played out. Ain't nobody, these people that lined up on lines and got the first, tag, the second tag, the third and the fourth tag. A lot of their family members are constantly going back and forth to the place where sick people go. Gotta help these Puerto Ricans, but if I was y'all, I wouldn't send nobody down there. Yeah, just close up shop on Puerto Rico. Most High said he's a jealous power. Hey, the Most High bless you with a beautiful land. That's in Genesis 49. What else? Deuteronomy, the 33rd chapter. Let me try some. Just a precept just came to mind. But bear me for a minute. I know I'm spelling it wrong. Deliberately spelled it wrong. Okay, murderer. Let's see what this is. Murderer. And that's in Hosea. Hosea 9, verse 13. Ephraim, as I saw Tyrus, is planted in a pleasant place. That's Puerto Rico. But Ephraim shall bring forth his children to the murderer. They're going to bring them to America. That started 40s, 50s maybe. Then Simeon started coming up shortly after. So the Most High planted you in a pleasant place, the so-called island of Puerto Rico. But Ephraim, the parents, shall bring forth his children to the murderer. That's Esau. Most High said he's a jealous power. So I made it easy for myself. All I did was put in the keyword. I put in Ephraim or Ephraim is. These precepts came up. I'll read some of these precepts. Then I also put in the word idols. Idol. I'm not going to make this long. But you just saw the one camp among the one West is the one camp that actually set up something in Puerto Rico. The Puerto Ricans, Ephraimites, are not responding. Now you saw it. The last video was put up was a month and a week ago. There was no more videos put up, and bam, they got hit with a major hurricane, tornado, whirlwind, whatever you want to call it. And they're gonna catch hell. They're gonna catch hell, man. A lot of old people are dying right now. A lot of infants, a lot of pregnant women. They can't get to their victuals. They can't get to their food. The power doesn't work, so they can't keep their food cold. So they asked out. Why? And let me see that. Let me see right here. Puerto Rico. We see something. Religion. Oh, let me do it this way. Make it do it easy. Religion of Puerto Rico. Religion of Puerto Rico. Catholic. How many religions are practiced in Puerto Rico? Roman Catholic, 85%. Protestant and others, Pentecostal, 15%. All Roman Catholic, Protestant, and others. Puerto Ricans are overwhelmingly. What is 85% and 15%? That's 100%. 85, 95, 100. Majority of them are Roman Catholics. That's the heavy idol worship. And then you got Protestants and others. I don't think there's any Baptist churches down there, but there are a lot of Pentecostal, Protestant, and others, which all came out of, it really is 100% Roman Catholic. So you bring down your new religion, Hebrew Israelism, as vocab calls it, and they don't want it. We ain't want it, man. You telling us we got to worship a black Jesus? No. We ain't with that, man. And they right now, they're praying to Jesus. They're praying to Jesus. They're praying to Jesus. This is why we don't give a fuck about the 2/3, man. Or the ones that are not a part of the elect. They're going to die any damn way. Puerto Ricans are overwhelmingly Christian. A majority, 56% of Puerto Ricans living on the island identified as Catholics in 2014 Pew Research, because the Pew Research, that's Esau. Esau puts numbers on everything, man. A center survey of religion in Latin America, and 33% identified as Protestant, among other roughly half, 48%, also identified as born again Christians. They're born againers. And they're going to die again. What do Puerto Ricans believe in? As with most countries conquered by the Spanish, yeah, when the Spanish came and conquered you, they gave you their religion. The reason why you speak Spanish. And you love your oppressors, man. Roman Catholicism is the dominant religion. However, the people of Puerto Rico tend not to follow the religion dogmatically. Religious practices tend to blend Taino and African traditions, meaning them demons from that you worship in the Middle East, in the Levant. You know? What is a female Puerto Rican called? Today, depending on the source, Puerto Rico's population is between 75 and 85% Roman Catholic. So you know they're heavy into idols. That's why it said what it said in Hosea. Ephraim is joined into idols. Let him alone. Leave him alone. Although weekly church attendance is far below that figure, the Catholic Church has great influence on Puerto Rican life. So you chose your gods. Most High is a jealous God. Let's read some of these precepts. Made it easy for myself. Hosea 4, verse 17. Ephraim, or the tribe of Ephraim. And that's the head tribe over the northern kingdom. So those other Latin American countries, the Indios, they're all Catholic. Central South America, they're all Roman Catholic, and then you have other religions that stem from a Roman. They're all Roman. What do you call yourself? Protestant, Baptist, Pentecostal. Ain't no Islam down there. Ephraim is joined to idols. Let him alone. Hosea 7, verse 8. Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people. What people? Among the other nations, mainly Esau. So you got a lot of these Ephraimites are the Edomites, but then you got a lot of them that are Ephraimites. So they're all messed up. And here it is, 2022, year of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai turning up, and they're still clinging on to their idols. And they're going to die. A lot of them are going to die, but the Most High is going to preserve number one, 112,000, and then you got the rest of the elect. So a small number is going to come out of here among the tribe of Ephraim. The elect is a small number anyway compared to all of Israel. Most High is going to do some real damage on this place. When everything is said and done, when this destruction comes, when we're in the kingdom, there's going to be a lot of, you can't compare to the time of Jacob's trouble. Hosea 7, verse 8, Ephraim, he has mixed himself among the people. The people are mainly Esau. Ephraim, they see Esau, they see God. Ephraim is a cake not turned. What does that mean? In the ancient world, you had ovens. Now, if you go to an East Indian restaurant, Elamite restaurant, and you ask for naan. A naan is like a cake. It's round, and what they'll do is they'll slap it on the oven, and they'll flip it real. They'll flip it real quick, and they'll cook one side because the oven is so hot that it cooks the whole thing. But one side is like dark brown, tan brown, dark brown, and the other side is very light. So where did Elon get that from? But that's cooking from the Middle East. They say Ephraim is a cake not turned. That's a naan bread, naan cake. It was slapping on the oven. The oven was so hot, it would cook, and in seconds, as soon as they throw the dough on there, and in seconds they got to pull it right back off. But it cooks all the way through. But one side is dark brown, and the other side is light. So that's what that means. Hosea 9, verse 16, Ephraim is smitten, their root is dried up, they shall bear no fruit. Yeah, they're gonna go through they're going through hell, and they're gonna go through hell. And this gonna be another year, more than another year, because we should be out of here inside of the next year, hopefully. But let's say we're here for another 5 years. They're gonna be fixing shit up. And remember, the last major whirlwind, what investors went down there? Edomites went down there, man, set up shop. So it messed up their businesses too. So they're jacked up all the way around. Ephraim is smitten, their root is dried up, they shall bear no fruit, though they bring forth, though they bring forth children, yet will I slay even the beloved fruit of their womb. So the Most High is into killing babies. And that goes back to Deuteronomy 28, the 28th chapter. Cursed shall you be when you cometh in, and cursed shall you be when you goeth out. Hosea 13, verse 12. The iniquity of Ephraim is bound up, his sin is hid. Yeah, you do things behind closed doors. So I went into the word idol and made it easy for myself. I'll read some of these precepts. Leviticus 19, verse 4, turn ye. And remember, when they came over here to the New World, the fourth part of his land, Amos 7, what did they bring with them? They brought with them the laws, statutes, and commandments. But what did they ultimately do? They forsook the laws, statutes, and commandments. And all the tribes, the northern kingdom, they're all catching hell one way or another. And Esau is still over them. And they got their heads lodged up Esau's ass. And when they pray, they picture in their mind Caesar Borgia. They picture in their mind the Sistine Chapel. Where is that? Over there in the Vatican City. They pray that they can go get up enough money to go to the Vatican City. So the Most High is not going to wait for Israelite to get things right. He's going to gather the elect, and he's going to destroy the rest, and they're going to have to come back. There's newborn babies through us. Leviticus 19, verse 4, turn ye not unto idols, nor make to yourself molten gods. I am the Lord, your power. The Most High said, I am a jealous power, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation. What does that mean, vocab? It means reincarnation, meaning the Most High, you're gonna get got when you come back the next time, which is 3 to 4 generations. As you have a son, your son has a son, your son's son has a son, and normally around that time, the great grandfather or the father, great grandfather, grandfather, great grandfather dies, and then he comes right back as a newborn baby. But you don't understand that vocab because you're an Edomite. Paul Kersey was right. You're an Edomite unless you prove otherwise. You are Edomite. Leviticus 26, verse 1. Ye shall make you no idols, nor. And when the northern kingdom came over here, they brought the laws with them. Well, then again, they were going against the laws anyway, because how did Jeroboam, how did he get a lot of them to come to really to seal the deal? He took two idols of the golden calf, two of them, not one, from Egypt. So what were they doing? They were secretly praying to those idols. And they were secretly doing it. That's in Ezekiel chapter 8. That's why when you read Ezekiel chapter 9, that's why the Most High summoned the angels or the angel to destroy them. Because they were secretly worshiping idols, the gods of the other nations. So it's not going to stop. The Most High is going to do some major damage to this planet before the kingdom comes. And what's going to be left is the biggest desert on the planet Earth, which formerly was Babylon the Great. Leviticus 26, verse 1, ye shall make you no idols, no graven images, neither rear up a standing image. And like in Brazil, you got this famous statue called Christ of the Andes. And that's a picture, that's not a picture, that's a big giant statue of Caesar Borgia. So they ain't trying to tear that thing down because they believe, now I'm talking about the tribe of Asher, they believe that the God of heaven looks like, Charlton Heston or what is this guy, the Helter Skelter guy? Charles Manson. Neither shall ye set up any images of stone. Now Christ of the Andes is made of stone, in your land to bow down unto it, for I am the Lord your power. '30th verse, same chapter, same book. And I will destroy your high places and cut down your images and cast your carcasses upon the carcass of your idols, and my soul shall abhor you. Second Kings 17, verse 12. Let's see what that says. For they serve idols, wherefore the Lord Yahweh had said unto them, ye shall not do this thing. Now, what does vocab teach it? The Lord, you don't got to keep those laws. So vocab is saying you can worship idols. Psalm 96, verse 5, for all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord Yahweh made the heavens. 97, verse 7, Psalms, confounded be all they that serve graven images, that boast themselves of idols, worship him, all ye gods. Psalms 106, verse 36. And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them. It was a trap unto them. What Puerto Rico is suffering right now is not a blessing, it's a curse. That's a major curse. A lot of people going to die out of that. Isaiah 2, verse 8, their land also is full of idols. What does it say in Hosea 4? I believe it was 4:13. Ephraim is joined unto idols, let him alone. And that was for the other tribe that followed Ephraim. They're not to follow Ephraim because they're worshiping idols. But guess what? The mother Latin tribe, they're heavy into idols because Roman Catholicism is all about idols. The Queen of Heaven, which is Mary, their land also is full of idols. They worship the work of their own hands, which their own fingers have made. 20th verse of the same chapter and verse. Chapter and book and chapter. Isaiah 2, verse 20. In that day, a man shall cast his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made each one for himself to worship, to the moles and to the bat. You're going to throw your silver and your gold away on that day. Isaiah 10, verse 10. As my hand have found the kingdoms of the idols, and as my hand have found the kingdoms of the idols, and whose graven images did excel them of Jerusalem and of Samaria. Ephraim lived in the land of Samaria. So the woman at the well, she was of another nation. Isaiah 19, and when it speaks about Egypt, Isaiah 19:1 is talking about Babylon the Great, spiritually Sodom and Egypt in Revelation 11. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. That's what's getting ready to happen. And the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And the heart of Egypt is going to literally melt. 3rd verse, same book and chapter. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the council thereof, the Senate, the Congress, the governors, the mayors, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers, because they're going to go to the left-hand side. And to them, because Esau's power comes from the left-hand side. And to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. That's also in Isaiah 47, verse 10. For in that day, this is Isaiah 31, verse 7. For in that day, every man shall cast away the idols of silver and his idols of gold, which your own hands have made unto you for a sin. That's a sin. Vocab said it's not a sin. Isaiah 45, verse 16, they shall be ashamed and also confounded, all of them. They shall go to confusion together that are makers of idols. And that's going to be it. I mean, there's over 100 precepts on the word idol in the Old and New Testament. So this is the last one I'm going to read. Well, maybe one more. It says, Isaiah 57, verse 5, inflaming yourself with idols under every green tree. Now that when you go into the green tree and out there among the trees, your modern churches, when you build a church from ground up, what they do, the ceiling of the church is like an oval arcing. That represents the trees. So when you go into these churches, you're really out there in the wilderness, out there in the woods, like the Druids, inflaming yourself with idols under every green tree, slaying the children in the valleys under the cliffs of the rocks. Now you know where you got that from? The Canaanites, man. The Canaanites, they were chopping women's head off among their own people. They were sacrificing their babies. That's why it says, for the iniquity of the Amorites are not yet full, something to that effect. That's in um, Genesis 15, the vision that Abraham received. And the Most High said, just kill them. Just kill them motherfuckers, man. Just kill them. Just kill them. Kill their babies, kill their women. Because they were killing each other. They were sacrificing their babies to idols, Molech and so forth. Those gods, those ancient pagan gods that Esau worshipped today, those are gods of those nations, man. Or the Canaanites, the Assyrians, the Babylonians. That's why they all have to go into captivity. And they're going to have to get their ass kicked every day so they can do the right thing. So this will be the last two. I'm going to read, what is this? Ezekiel 6, verse 4 and Ezekiel 6, verse 5. It says, and your altars shall be desolate. All the churches are going to be destroyed in this country and around the world. And your altars shall be desolate, and your images shall be broken, and I will cast down your slain men before your idols. And I will, fifth verse, and I will lay the dead carcasses of the children of Israel before their idols, and I will scatter your bones round about your altars. And that did happen. Now, when it says about scatter your bones, it should take you back to Ezekiel chapter 37. Or did I copy? I marked a couple more. Ezekiel 8, verse 10. So I went in, you got to read that whole chapter, Ezekiel 8, how they were weeping women. Israelite women was secretly weeping for Tammuz. It tells you in Jeremiah, they were baking cakes to the queen of heaven. So I went in and saw, and behold, every form of creeping thing and abominable beast, and all the idols of the house of Israel portrayed upon the wall around about. Ezekiel 14, verse 3, Son of man, these men have set up their idols in their hearts and put the stumbling block of their iniquity before their face. Should I be inquired of at all by them? Same chapter, same book, 14, Ezekiel 14 and 4. Therefore, speak unto them and say unto them. Now, IUIC actually went down there and tried to set something up. They wasn't listening. As soon as you pulled out a black god, they said, we ain't with that shit. They'd rather die. And like I said, right now they're praying. They got their rosaries out. They got their Jesus pieces out, kissing it. And, ay Dios mío, Jesus. And then in mind, they're picturing a damn cracker. And the Most High is laughing at them. Proverbs 1. Don't give a fuck about them. You got to get it right on the next go round. When you die, bring your ass back. Therefore speak unto them and say unto them, thus saith Yahweh, the Most High of hosts, every man of the house of Israel, of the tribes, that setteth up his idols in his heart and his mind, and putteth the stumbling block, because when you have children, you teach your children about these idols. So you put a stumbling block before them. Seared as a hot iron, seared in their minds. Stumbling block of his iniquity, wickedness, before his face, and cometh to the prophet, I, the Lord, will answer him that cometh according to the multitude of his idols. So if you have 100 idols, you're going to get 100 times punishment from the Most High. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom, on to the next one.